according to a notice from Scandinavian Weekend Radio Finland, it's time for another of their almost monthly broadcasts on the first Saturday of April, actually starting UT Friday at 2100 for 24 hours, April 1st until April 2nd. They're always scheduled on two frequencies at once, one on the 49-meter band and one on the 25. And hour by hour, it does show how they supposedly change, but in the past we've found they don't necessarily follow the schedule. So I suggest, if you're trying to pick them up, try all four frequencies every time. 5980, 6170, 11690, and 11720. Some of which, of course, encounter co-channel interference. The radio war in Germany continues despite the real war in Ukraine. Putin's ally, says Hans-Jürg Wiener, because the enemy of shortwave service in Kal is again jamming the station on 6005, such as at 0855 UT, when Radio Ukraine was being relayed at 08 until 09. That was March 31st. Zaharis Yangas in Greece used an external CW decoder and waited for more than 20 minutes to assemble the quite jammed text due to the music, which came out as, Kal Krekel must stop jamming. Altsomanev in British Columbia says, the 100-watt German DRM transmitter on 15785 is propagating well into here with 100% copy at 2047 UT, March 25th. Light banter in German and into Lady Gaga. Roger Tyre in Germany says, the 100-watt transmitter has the function of a propagation beacon and should not be regarded as a serious offer for program listeners. For Germany, it's a good beacon for sporadic and short-skip conditions in the summer months. In case the Voice of Greece is really being removed from shortwave after March 31st, I've made a point of listening to its only remaining frequency, 9420, for lots of great music, such as Before and After 04 UT on March 30th and 31st. And it's still going at 2021 UT on the 31st. Via kilohertz, megahertz, and gigantic hertz. World of Radio 2132. A non-commercial service like our website, worldofradio.com. Thus, financial support is very much appreciated. Our thanks this week to Kenneth Connor, KC8YJW, who sent a contribution via PayPal to WORADIO at yahoo.com. Not necessarily in U.S. funds, or by money order or check on a U.S. bank, to Glenn Hauser, P.O. Box 1684, ENIDOK, 73702. All India Radio does not normally broadcast that useless language English, but Alan Rowe heard some in the UK on 9620. Tuned in the Arabic broadcast 1825 and found English news in progress. Turned out from the relay of Doordarshan television. It continued until 1852 and then switched away into Indian music. He says, probably a switching error and not likely a regular feature. Voice of the Islamic Republic of Iran is not easily heard in North America anymore, but they put a great signal into Europe. I listened via remote there to 9855, March 29th, 1920 to 2020 UT, English hour. In fact, I heard an American English accent, but it was still interjecting in Arabic or Persian, apparently some sort of sermon. And after that, they were quoting from the Guardian UK about Trump's opaque fundraising, cutting it off at 2020 before the part was over, but the transmission had concluded. You never know what frequency Radio Kuwait will land on for its English broadcast at 05 UT on March 25th until sign-off at 0800. David J. Morris in the British CX Club says it was on exactly 15492.50. A good signal with modern pops in English. Ron Howard in California reports on Myanmar Radio 5985, Friday, March 25th at 14:58 English language lesson. Not the usual Say It in English series, but something else, with different lessons at a different time. Details about a missing girl. Heavy pulsating jamming, maybe North Korean, ended shortly after 1500. There was non-stop indigenous music and no normal English segment at 1530. Myanmar's Armed Forces Day, March 27th. Ivo Ivanov, Observer Bulgaria, notes an extended schedule for Mizima Radio into Myanmar as of March 27th on 17730 via the UAE site. It was on the air from 11:30 until 1300 instead of just from 12 to 13. Manuel Mendez in Spain got a reply from Sunlight Radio in the Netherlands asking why they are off the air from 5955. They replied, "They're calling for the shortwave transmitter. We've ordered a new one on its way. Expect to be on before the end of the week, that is, first weekend in April, or the following weekend. Or listen online, www.sunlight.nl. Rodney Johnson in Minnesota, who likes to monitor the news from New Zealand every morning, found under the new seasonal scheduling, 9700 until 13 UT, encounters a collision with Radio Free Asia after 1200. So they were hustling to resolve the situation. On March 30th, New Zealand switched to 9695 and then to 5980 from 1259. But they were planning to use 9695 much earlier than necessary from 0800. However, there's another collision there, as Ivo Ivanov points out. KNLS Alaska is also on 9695 in English and Russian between 08 and 10. Some alternate frequencies are possible, as in HFCC. Check 7245 or 9585 or 9470. However, on March 31st, Rodney says they're back on 9700 after 10 UT. Apparently, Radio Free Asia has moved. Attention, Beacon DXers. The only one in Enid EI on 341 kilohertz had been off the air since last August, but I'm hearing it again on the air since March 30th. Radio Romania International was already broadcasting in Ukrainian. The new schedule, 3.5 hours at 15, 17, and 19 UT, all on 5910. In Hardcore DX, Wojtek Zaremba in Poland reports March 26th, Russian war propaganda or a warning message. It's a looped message in Russian to Odessa about imminent attacks on military objects. Or is it just a hoax? He was hearing it on 3219 USB, which is used for ship transmissions.